Hey guys, take it from this Floridian. Summer hiking can be absolutely amazing. The long daylight hours, beautiful green trails, and of course those post-hiking, post-trail lake dips, or if you're Floridian like me, pool/beach swims. But the heat is absolutely no joke. Today I'm sharing 7 essential tips to hike smart, stay safe, and actually enjoy the heat instead of suffering in it. So grab your pack and let's hit the trail. So tip number 1 is to hike early or hike late. Heat is most intense between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. So if you're going hiking this summer, try to arrive at trail just after sunrise or closer to sunset. Personally, my favorite are early morning hikes. They tend to be cooler, quieter, and a lot of times you see a lot of wildlife, which is why I've gotten a lot of wildlife lately on my channel. I've been going very early. But if evening hikes are your thing and you live somewhere other than South Florida, definitely bring a headlamp because you don't want to get caught in the dark trying to hike through the wilderness. Tip 2, one I struggle with, is stay ahead of your hydration. You should be sipping water every 15 to 20 minutes just to keep yourself hydrated. Typically they say if you are thirsty, that means you're too late with hydration. So you want to stay ahead of it and make sure that you're sipping even when you're not thirsty. At least that's what they say in running. So that definitely should apply for hiking as well. Never know, because dehydration can sneak up on you. One of the sayings we had on trail was hydrate or dihydrate. If you don't hydrate, you're gonna dihydrate. I don't know, just a silly thing we used to say to each other. Lately on my hikes over summer, I've been carrying my 2-liter hydration pouch, which goes in my Nathan hydration vest. And of course, if you're hiking somewhere where water is needing to be filtered, make sure you bring a filter so that way you can always gather more water on trail. If you are anything like me and you are sweating buckets, consider dropping some sort of electrolyte tablet or electrolyte powder within your hydration, your water. A couple of my favorites are the Noon or None, I'm not quite sure how you say it. I absolutely love those. They're more a tablet form. And then for powders, I prefer the Element. Mango Chili Lime is my absolute favorite. I just watched a New Hampshire hiker's video this morning, and she said that they have a new lemonade flavor, so I'm interested to try that one as well. You want to make sure you're dropping in those electrolytes into your water so that you are replacing any electrolytes that you lose while you're sweating this summer, if you're like me and you sweat a lot. Tip number 3 is to dress smart. Make sure you're going with light colored, breathable clothing. Try to look for moisture wicking fabrics, something that's synthetic or merino wool. I know cotton is really light and comfortable, but try to avoid it if you're out hiking. It typically does hold a lot of sweat, and if you're planning on doing an overnight hike, there's a saying that cotton kills. You don't really want cotton because it's going to hold on to that moisture and it's not going to let it go, and then you're going to be hiking in a wet shirt. And if for some reason the temperature does drop over the summer, you don't want to be caught wet and cold. So if you've been following along on my channel recently, you know that I have been on a journey to find a long sleeve hiking shirt that I absolutely love and want to take with me on the Foothills Trail this summer. I have been through the ringer with them. I've been trying all different kinds. I've tried my Jolly Gear, which I actually haven't put this one on in a really long time, and I actually really like it. Consider bringing it with me on the Foothills. I have tried the Sahara Shade hoodie from REI. I have tried the Patagonia Capilene Cool Daily Sun hoodie. I've also tried the Mountain Hardwear Crater Lake Sun hoodie. I've tried a bunch. Probably like, Laura, why are you hiking in a long sleeve in summer? That sounds crazy. But it can help you stay cooler if your skin is directly blocked from the sun. Personally though, I think that there is a line of which the temperature and the long sleeve need to separate. I went hiking recently in about 90 degrees in a long sleeve, and I don't know necessarily if it helped me stay cool, but that's what the scientists are saying. So hey, who am I to judge them? Also consider wearing a hat. A wide brim hat is most recommended because that would cover the back of your neck and all around and give you a nice little shade. I personally prefer just like a ball cap or a visor. Of course, you definitely want to bring sunglasses for that summer sun. Polarized is very nice. I think you're pretty set from there. So not only do you want to dress smart, but you also want to pack smart, which is tip number 4. Here's my summer trail checklist for day hikes. Water within my giant hydration vest, plus a filter just in case, electrolytes, hat, sunglasses, sunscreen, cooling towel. This is one of my key little bonus tips here. Get a cooling towel. They are magic. You wet them, put them on your neck. They're the coolest thing under the sun. I love them. And then when they dry out, you can use it to wipe your sweat. And then you get it re-wet again and it's cold again. They're amazing. I love them. I'll link some down below. Obviously, I'm bringing some trail snacks with me. Typically, I make sure that I bring some sort of a lightweight emergency blanket or jacket or something just in case. You never know. You never know. Because I live in Florida, I also bring some sort of rain gear because you never know when you're going to get those afternoon or even sometimes morning, summer rain showers that last for 5 minutes and then they go away. Tip number 5 is to choose the right trail. Try to pick a trail that works with the heat and not against it. What I mean by that is look for routes that are shady, covered with trees around that. If you don't live in Florida, you might want to pick hikes that are higher in elevation because that tends to be cooler. Obviously, if you live in Florida, you don't really have that option. Also try to pick routes that are around water sources because then you have more options for hydration. Apps like All Trails actually let you filter by shaded and forested paths. That's a great tip there. If you're looking for a new route, you can use All Trails filter. Tip number 6 is a really critical one. You really want to make sure you know the signs of heat illness, heat exhaustion, heat stroke. If you or your hiking buddy start to feel dizzy, nauseous, confused, or are getting chills in hot weather, that's really a red flag. Obviously, I'm not a doctor here, so take my word with a grain of salt. I don't have any medical experience. I just speak from experience and speak from background knowledge like that. If you or your hiking partner start to notice those symptoms, you definitely want to find shade immediately, rest, hydrate, and if those symptoms aren't improving anytime soon or quickly, don't hesitate to call and find help. Tip number 7 is to listen to your body. No shame in turning around on a hike. Honestly, sometimes the best hikes are the ones that you don't push too hard on. Take breaks often, especially if you are in full sun or climbing in full sun. You know, I did plenty of resting when I was hiking up on the Appalachian Trail. Just listen to your body. No one knows your body better than yourself. So there you go. 7 tips to help you beat the heat and hike stronger all summer long. If this video helped you out, definitely consider hitting the like button. Subscribe for more trail tested tips. And I'd be curious, what is your favorite summer hike? Drop it in the comments down below. I'm always looking for new trail ideas, especially down here in South Florida. So how'd you guys like that video? Did you enjoy it? Did it seem a little different than my normal videos? It definitely was. That whole video was scripted by ChatGPT. I wanted to try something different, so I gave it a shot. Did any of y'all notice how it was a little different? I definitely ad-libbed and added a few things here and there in there that were my own little bits, but for the majority of the words there, that was written by ChatGPT. So thanks, ChatGPT. I appreciate you scripting my video for me this week. All right, I will really see you guys in the next one. Bye.